Hello everybody. I played this game just the other day in Ranked, and I wanted to share it with you today. I think this is my new personal damage record in World of Warships. But before we get into it, I at this point noticed that we have a Kitakami on our team, which absolutely baffled me. I mean, Kitakami in Ranked. And this is Silver League, which, you know, that probably doesn't mean much of anything, but there's already a lot of Shimakaze, more Shimakaze than I really would have expected in Ranked. I thought people didn't like torpedo boats, but then the king of torpedo boats shows up, and it's gonna do what it does best, but apparently so am I. And I had yet to realize at this point. Here I am admiring the silver camo and the Lunar New Year camo on my pals over there. But yeah, just a good arms race battle in the Ohio. And even though the two buffs to begin with are on the right side of me here, obviously you don't want to give the enemy team an entire flank of the map. That's not good map control. So I figure, okay, I'll go left, even though there's nothing to do over there right now. There will be, so I'll take that early and, you know, maybe set up a crossfire or what have you. I'm not really thinking that deeply into it. I figure I should just peel left. Kitakami, of course, is going way outside and all the way around. I guess that's fine. Kitakami is extremely fast. It has a speed of, let's see, yeah, 37.8 knots. That's actually not as fast as I thought. But it also has an engine boost, so all of those together makes for a pretty short jaunt. Everything pretty orderly and typical so far. We got our enemy battleships coming into view. They have a Schlieffen and a Kremlin, and not pictured here is the Grosser Kurfürst, which we're going to find very shortly. The Stalingrad also makes an appearance very shortly. I figure, well, you know, I ought to get some shots in while I have them before they go behind that island there. And unfortunately, this one isn't very good. 3 overpens for a grand slam total of a little under 5,000 damage. What can I say? You know, I'm aware of the effect I have on warships. Stalingrad appears out of the mist to give me a second chance at redemption, and I'm having a hard time pinning down its speed. I correctly surmised that it's slowing down, but I didn't realize it was coming to a complete stop, so I missed that one, and I'm pretty poorly angled against that shot there, but luckily it doesn't do too much to me before I have a chance to slip behind this island here. But just before that, we're going to get one more lick on the Schlieffen. Then we're going to go on about our merry day, because I've seen the Grosser Kurfürst is in the direction that I'm headed, and now there's a buff that's going to appear here in 30 seconds. Now, that wasn't such a bad shot, but okay. 16,000 damage at this point. I want you to remember that. 16,000 damage at this point. And now we're engaging with the Grosser Kurfürst. And, you know, he takes a decent chunk out of me, but he is way worse angled to me than I am to him. And then the Zhao appears out of nowhere, and we're about to have a field day. I don't have the secondary battery commander skills on, but I do have the upgrades. So, you know, we're looking at 9.5 kilometers, and Ohio has a pretty good secondary battery, so we're going to start chewing up the Zhao here. I realize he has torpedoes on the way, but luckily we're only going to get scraped by one of those. Not such a big deal. I'm going to get rid of that flood, even though I'm probably going to get set on fire soon, but just going to shoot the Zhao in the ass here, and with the help of my allies' fire, he is just about done for already. And it should just be one more shot now. Oh! Not even necessary. Yep, finished him off with secondaries. No, not even, with fire. But now, take a look at the damage again. We're looking at 70, almost 79,000, and it's going to do another big jump right here. maybe not that big, but now we're looking at 93,000 and counting. The Zhao only had, 55 or so thousand HP. So we know that a pretty big portion of that, a substantial portion even, was fires and secondary damage on the Kurfürst there. I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I mean, I'm in the middle of playing and I'm thinking, okay, I killed the Zhao, that's good. I'm out here kind of beside my whole team. I don't know how much game impact I'm really having yet until I looked up and, only 5 minutes into the game, not even, and we're up to 100,000 already. Then I see the Kremlin peeking behind the island there, and no good deed goes unpunished. That was another 20,000 salvo right there. And then I noticed the Kurfürst is spotted again, and I just have to see that for myself. What is gonna happen here? Kitakami has the deep waters loaded. Very good choice. Oh, you love to see it. Oh, you love to see it. And Kitakami didn't even die. Had to congratulate him for that one there, of course. And we're just in time to see the Kremlin peek around the other side of this island. And, I don't know the armor schemes of everyone, but right under the turrets, I figure, should be a pretty good shot. 5 citadels. And I let him know just as well. 5 citadels in that shot. That has to be, like, one of the best shots I've ever had in any ship ever. So I try for another round, and RNGesus giveth and he taketh. Only 2 pens on that one. I'll take the 2 pens, but I tend to aim not right at the waterline, but just above it, especially on ships with questionable dispersion. Like right here, I'm aiming a little bit higher because I figure by the time he backs into it, they'll land a bit closer to the waterline. And, whether or not I'm, objectively correct, I certainly get a lot more pens that time. But now we're up to 225,000 damage. Now, people have posted much bigger numbers before. My personal record, even after this match, is a lot lower than I'm sure many players out there, but I think part of what was so astounding to me is how fast it all happened. I mean, it's only been 8 minutes into a, up to 20-minute match here. And it's ranked, so there's only so many enemy ships to target. It is arms race, which tends to drive higher numbers because that's more opportunity for healing, and for just increased health and increased damage. But we don't have any buffs. I just picked up my team's first buff right then and there, and it's a damage buff. But we got to 236 or so thousand without any buffs. The enemy team did have some health and some regeneration buffs, to be fair. But I'd like to think that things happened a little too quickly for that to matter very much. So now it's just down to the Vampire and the Stalingrad. I absolutely want that Stalingrad. I'm out for blood now. I'm thinking, can we make this a record? If we haven't already. I'm not even sure what my previous record was. I just know that it was in roughly this territory, 230,000, 240,000. So we're going to come around the bend here, and I'm a little worried about, Vampire just loosed his torpedoes behind me, but I assume they reload relatively quickly. So I'm kind of just going for it. Unfortunately, my secondaries aren't able to get the Vampire like this very well, so I figure, I'm going to go all in on the Stalingrad. Want to get as much last-minute damage as I can in. And, trying to wait for him to turn a little bit, then I get impatient and just fire into a superstructure. All over pens, but that's okay. And then boom. I probably could have gotten more damage there had I been a little more patient. I don't know, though, because of those torpedoes. If I had angled better, my ass would have swung into a torpedo, I'm sure. So, hard to say. But I know that if I had played that smarter, I could have gotten even a little bit more than I did, which for a ranked battle is, again, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Now, I wish I could say that, you know, thanks to my contribution to the team, we had this one in the bag. But I wasn't so sure that I clicked off the match immediately. I wanted to see them do it. So we're going to take out the Stalingrad here, of course. He's trying to out-heal it. He just can't do it. Schlieffen has too many secondaries. He's an absolute beast. You're thinking, you know, 3 ships, 2 of them battleships, and also Kitakami versus this vampire. That's got to be the easiest victory in the world. But, Vampire certainly knows how to draw it out. Kitakami there, able to see the Vampire, but not do much because it's a Kitakami, and it has Nerf guns for cannons. So as long as Vampire doesn't get hit by these torpedoes here, the real question is, will Kitakami get hit by Vampire's torpedoes? And missed that one pretty good. I actually don't remember if it gets hit. It does. It does. Amazing. Vampire remains spotted, I assume due to hydroacoustic surge, but he knows better. He knows better than to peek around the island, but you know, for whatever it's worth, we pretty much have this one in the bag. We have A. I didn't mean to suggest that we were going to lose this match, because we're not. That would be preposterous, wouldn't it? I'm sure stranger things have happened. But I will give props to the Vampire. He went down swinging, that's for sure. Took out the Kitakami. And he really wanted to take down the Schlieffen as well. I don't believe he got to, but the question is, will Vampire sacrifice himself? He has nothing to lose. But, you know, sometimes when you're a destroyer, you like to just run away and piss everyone off. At this point, I figure, okay, he's just going to hide behind the island. Nope! He gave it to him. So that's it. With blue credit boosters, that was 13 almost, well, excuse me, 1.3, almost 1.4 million. 259,184 damage across 67 shells, 34 of them penetrations, very good. 5 Citadel hits, all in a single salvo. You don't see that every day. And 3 out of 6 ships destroyed. Oh yeah, and a buff. Yeah, got the 1 buff for our team up until that point. And very favorable base XP to me there. Although, you know, the Schlieffen also did a great job there. Got the same, almost the same achievements as I did. Props to the Kitakami as well for that amazing takedown on the Grosser Kurfürst. Also wanted to see how much of the damage was secondaries and how much of it was fires. And this page suggests that secondaries and fires did an honestly minor contribution to my damage, that a very massive part of it was the main battery. And I'm beside myself. I mean, you know, Zhao, we did 43,000 to him. We did about almost 40,000 to the Kurfürst. But you know, these numbers really betray my expectations. Things felt like they were going a lot faster than that, but yeah, it is what it is. But hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.